Now circular motion, lesson 3. In last two lessons we learned about definition of horizontal circular motion, that is a body moving in a horizontal circle at a constant speed. The definition of vertical circular motion, angular velocity omega theta by t measured in radian per second, relationship between linear velocity and angular velocity omega, v is equal to r omega. Physical meaning of acceleration, v minus u over t, called tangential acceleration, and how, if this is equal to say 5 meter per second square, means the speed increases by 5 meter per second in every second. We also studied angular acceleration alpha, omega minus omega naught over t. Also, the relation between linear acceleration and angular acceleration, A is equal to r alpha. Equations of motion if linear acceleration is constant, equations of motion if alpha is constant, and how velocity can be changed by changing magnitude. By changing magnitude, we were getting this acceleration called the tangential acceleration, due to which the speed was increasing or decreasing, increasing if A is positive, decreasing if A is negative. Now let us learn a new acceleration called radial acceleration or centripetal acceleration, AR or AC symbol, which is due to change in direction of the velocity, because velocity has two parts, magnitude and direction. By changing magnitude, you have this type of acceleration. By changing direction, we will have this type of acceleration called centripetal acceleration. That is the requirement for a body to move in a circular path. That is the requirement for a body to move in a circular path. Okay. By changing magnitude, we get tangential acceleration, v minus u over t, suppose equal to 8 meter per second square, means the speed will increase by 8 meter per second in every second, that I explained in last two videos. In differential form, you can write this as how the velocity is changing with respect to time t. So dv over dt is the tangential acceleration, due to which speed increases or decreases depending on whether this acceleration, tangential acceleration, is positive or tangential acceleration is negative. Now by changing direction, by changing direction of velocity, we get radial acceleration, also called centripetal acceleration. Symbol is AC or AR. Now it makes sense to go to horizontal circular motion. Now we can study horizontal circular motion once we have understood these accelerations. When the direction of the velocity changes. Now look, this is a circular path. A body is moving in this horizontal circular path. When it is at P, it's the direction of its speed is this way. I write it as V1. When it is at Q, the direction of its speed is this way. Since the directions are different, I write it as V1 and write it as velocity V2. But the magnitude is same. Suppose 5 meter per second, then the magnitude of V1 is also 5 meter per second, and the magnitude of V2 is also 5 meter per second. The magnitude of V1, V2 same, let it be V. So here what is changing in the direction is the direction. Now how do you say the velocity is to this side? How do you say here the velocity is to this side? Suppose this is a string you are holding from here, it is moving at a constant speed. Suppose the string breaks here. When the particle is here, you are holding from here, this is the position, the string breaks. You will find this object fly tangent along the tangent. When the object is here, this is the string and it is moving in a circular path. If this string breaks here, you will see the object is moving this way. So that gives you the direction of the instant velocity. Now what is the change? Out of these two, V1 and V2, this is the final value, this is the initial value. Any change is equal to final minus initial. That is final plus of minus initial. Means with the final value, you take the negative of the initial value and add them vectorially. This is a vector, this is a vector, this is a vector, this is a vector. So this is your final value V2. You take the negative of this, if this is V1, then this will be minus V1. Now the resultant of these two, the resultant of this and this will be, according to parallelogram law, will be this. So final minus initial, final plus of minus initial value, that is same thing as saying final minus initial is the change in velocity. Change in velocity delta V. If you draw this diagram here, you will find this delta V is towards the center, Therefore it is called centripetal. Therefore it is called a centripetal. Now let us derive the expression for centripetal acceleration. Now look, this is the horizontal circular path. Let a body is moving in a circular path. This circular path from O to A is the radius r of the circular path. Let t is equal to small t is the time taken by the body to go from A to P, creating this angle. Let this angle is theta. Going from here to here, time is t. So in t time, angle created is theta. So unit time angle created will be theta over t. So that is your angular velocity omega. So cross multiplying, your theta is equal to omega t. So here instead of theta I can write omega t. Let angle AOP is equal to theta, therefore omega is theta by t measured in radian per second. Cross multiplying, we get theta is equal to omega t. Fine. Now when the body is at P, the position of the body from the center O is this, that is the vector r. So OP is equal to r vector, the position vector, which specifies the position of the body at any time. Now from this, drop a perpendicular from this perpendicular to this side. So this much part OA is the horizontal component of r. OB is the vertical component of r. If this is r, then this OA will be r of r cos omega t. So OA is cos r cos omega t, and similarly OB is equal to r sin omega t. This we did in vectors. But to this direction the unit vector is I cap. To this direction unit vector is j cap. So we have this much of r cos omega t along x-axis along I cap, r sin omega t along y-axis, that is along j cap. So your r vector can be represented as this much I cap plus this much j cap. Now this is a position. So if you differentiate this, dr by dt will give you velocity. So let us differentiate this. Differentiation of this plus differentiation of this. So differentiation of this with respect to dt plus differentiation of this with respect to dt. So what I do, since r is a constant, is taken out from the differentiation. I am left with the derivative of cos omega t with dt, that I can write it as derivative of cos omega t with respect to d omega t into d derivative of omega t with respect to dt. If you cancel this, this remains as same before. So by doing so, this comes under a formula, and here omega is a constant taken out. So dt by dt is 1. That omega I write here. R omega. Then how it is minus derivative of cos omega t with respect to d omega t is minus sin omega t. So is minus here. Sin omega t I cap. Similarly here omega is a constant taken out, kept with r. dt by dt is 1. 1 into derivative of sin omega t d omega t is derivative of sin omega t with respect to d omega t. This comes under the calculus formula, that is cos omega t along j cap. So this is the expression for your velocity. Now what will be the acceleration? To find the acceleration, we have to differentiate the velocity again, because it is dependent on time. It is dependent on time, so we have to differentiate. So your acceleration will be derivative of v with respect to dt. So derivative of v, the first part of v differentiated with respect to time, the second part of v differentiated with respect to time. Now look, so minus r omega is a constant taken out, so I am left with derivative of sin omega t with respect to dt I cap, which I can rewrite as derivative of sin omega t with respect to d omega t, derivative of d omega t with respect to dt, and this by cancel it remains same. So by doing so, this comes under a formula I cap. Similarly here, r omega is a constant taken out, so I am left with derivative of cos omega t with respect to dt, which I rewrite as derivative of cos omega t with respect to d omega t into derivative of d omega t with respect to dt j cap. By doing so, this comes under a formula. Now this omega is a constant taken out with this omega, so it becomes r omega square minus r omega square. Now derivative of sin omega t with respect to d omega t is cos omega t, I cap, this omega was taken out, dt by dt is 1, so I am left with this. Similarly here, this omega is a constant taken out, dt by dt is 1, that omega is written with this omega, so becomes r omega square. Then how this is minus? Because derivative of cos omega t with respect to d omega t is minus sin omega t, that minus I write here, so sin omega t j cap. Now r omega square here, minus omega square I take common, so I am left with this much, r cos omega t I cap plus r sin omega t j cap. Now how much was this? If you look at the first page, your r was this, that is this much part is your r, so r omega square. So your acceleration is equal to minus omega square r. This negative sign indicates it is opposite to the direction of r. It is opposite to the direction of r. That is, r was this way, and therefore the direction of acceleration is towards the center O. That is, towards the center, direction of the acceleration is opposite to the direction of r. R is to this side, it is to the acceleration is to this side, that is passing through the center directed towards O. Now, so to rewrite, this is called, since it is towards the center along the radius, it is called radial acceleration or centripetal acceleration. So its value is equal to omega square r. The negative sign only indicates the direction, so this much is the magnitude part of it. Now we know v is equal to r omega, so from this omega is equal to v over r. So for this omega, if you substitute here your acceleration, and this acceleration which was equal to omega square r, now for omega square you write v square over r square, v square over r square, 1 r cancels, so I am left with v square over r. So this is your centripetal acceleration or radial acceleration, v square over r. Now if m is the mass of the body, then we know force is equal to mass into acceleration. So m into this, mv square by r, is called centripetal force. So this is the requirement for a body to move in a circular path. That is, it must have a centripetal acceleration towards the center. That is same thing as saying it must have a centripetal force towards the center. This is the requirement for a circular motion. So now it will be convenient to study different numerical problems and also to study vertical circular motion. That will be very easy for you now.